saw my therapist today, and I really like her. She's very good. She's new as of the first of the year. My old therapist retired, and so when I was indicted, because I'm bipolar, they recommended, and I gladly accepted, therapy as part of my pretrial conditions. So I've had to go see a therapist through them, which I would not have been able to function this long without having therapy. I mean, this has been a lot to take in. And I really, really developed a good relationship with my first therapist I saw her from November 2011 until December of 2015. So quite a long time. But she retired. She'd been doing it for 30 years, and so she referred me over to this new therapist, and I really like her. She has really good insight, and she's very good to talk to, and I just like her very much. And I wasn't sure what I thought of her at first, because, well, I mean, I didn't like losing my other therapist. I mean, we got really close, and I cared for her very much, and then it was just a bunch of stuff. It was like at the end of last year, in November, I testified against my sister for the last time, which was just brutal. And it was not just that it was the last time testifying against her, but it was the last time I ever had to testify again. And I ended up having to testify a total of 4 times, which is stressful. And so all of November was the leading up to having to go on the stand against my sister, and that conclusion and end of that period of my life. And then in December, I find out that my therapist is retiring. And then the first of the year, in January, I meet a new therapist. I get a date for my sentencing, and it just has been like a spiral, like a snowball effect. And everything just gets more and more stressed out and stuff. Well, anyways, when I saw my therapist today, I was telling her about, how I felt this week, and how I just felt overwhelmed, and I couldn't write, and all kinds of stuff. And she said that a lot of it is, well, so my biggest fear is that if I go to prison in May, I find out I do have to go to prison. I'm scared that I have to start over again, and that I'll just break and shatter and, start over from scratch and be nothing again. And she said that it's not like starting over from scratch. It's kind of like going into a cocoon and emerging as a butterfly. She said it, of course, much better than that and all, but that was the kind of the gist of it. Is like each time I find that I recreate myself, it's like shedding the last of the negative toxins out of my life, and that this right now, what I'm experiencing is the cocooning part, the part of trying to break out into the new life. And she's like, even if you go to prison, you will still emerge, and the last of the negative, the last dredges of everything that my sister did and everything that I did, and just these 4 years of just stress, it's the last of the toxins will just fall away from me, and the last, all of that will be gone, and I'll be a new person. Damn cold. And I'll be able to fully be me. Even if I lose some parts of me, it's the negative sides that I'd be losing, and not the core self of who I am. And that's what I'm scared of, is losing my core self. I don't want to be filleted back to raw nerve. and I like who I am and I like my life. And she's like, but you're not going to lose you. You will just, it's the last of the toxins. And to become a better person, you have to go through the chrysalis stage. And you have to fight your way out to become a butterfly. It's not easy, but it's worth it. The results are stunning and worth it. And I just got to remember that right now is the chrysalis. And this is the hard part. And I will make it through. And I will be better for it. And I got to remember that May 3rd is not the end of all things. May 3rd is just turning of a page. The story continues. It's not the end. No matter what happens, it will not be an end. And I have to remember that. I need to remember that I will continue and I will live on. And it's about changing the perspective. Instead of fearing that it is the death of me and the end of me, that it is the opening of the cocoon and the releasing of whatever future I have. And even if I go to prison and stuff, I will finally be free from all of these fears and all of this guilt and all of this toxin that has been dumped on me from these years of limbo. And that's what I have to remember. And that's what I need to work on and just try to remember that. And I just need to get through the next few months. And I need to look beyond the 3rd instead of seeing it as the end of me. So that's what I'm going to try to do.